Since WWE bought WCW all the way back in 2001, Vince doesn't like to mention it much, there have been a grand total of 126 WWE pay-per-views with 2 World Championship matches. There have been some pay-per-views where one match is really good and the other is, well, not so great. Royal Rumble 2003 is the perfect example of this, with Angle vs. Benoit being an instant classic and Triple H vs. Scott Steiner, well, being not. There have also been some where neither championship bout was particularly good. I'm sure you can think of one, I don't know, in the past 12 months. Today, though, we'll be looking at the very rare occasions where they both nail it. I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, and with honourable mentions for SummerSlam 2001 and WrestleMania 20, these are 10 WWE pay-per-views with 2 great world title matches. Number 10, Vengeance 2005. Yes, both world titles were on the line in the Raw-only Vengeance pay-per-view in 2005 because of draft bollocks, and John Cena retained his championship in an entertaining match against Christian and Chris Jericho. Yeah, one that really doesn't get enough love, in my opinion. And later that night, we saw Batista finally end his classic rivalry with Triple H. Well, for the time being, he ripped his nose ring out at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship inside Hell in a Cell. To make things fair, though, and make people actually bother watching SmackDown, Batista was soon drafted to the Blue Brand, where he'd spend the next few months feuding with the likes of JBL and the late, great Eddie Guerrero. Number 9, WrestleMania 23. These 2 showdowns really were worthy of the show of shows, and we kicked off with Batista and The Undertaker having a hard-hitting contest for that World Heavyweight Championship. An exciting conclusion saw the Dead Man ultimately connect with a Tombstone Piledriver and win his first World Championship in almost 5 years. And in the main event, John Cena and Shawn Michaels wrestled a fantastic match for the WWE Championship, which in my opinion Shawn Michaels should have won, but he lost. He tapped out to the STFU. Cena, who'd been in some high-quality title matches over the preceding few months with the likes of Edge and Umanga, proved that he could hang with the legendary HBK, and it was only going to get better with age and experience. Over on SmackDown, Taker and Batista would have many more classic bouts for the World Heavyweight Championship. Which brings us to number 8, Backlash 2007. This time, under last man standing rules, the 2 monsters would brawl to a no contest, with the Animal spearing the Dead Man through the bloody stage. Immediately following that match, Raw delivered a 4-way title bout featuring The Champ, Shawn Michaels, Edge, and Randy Orton. After nearly 20 minutes of non-stop action between the 4 men, one of the craziest finishes to a title match would occur. Randy Orton would be the victim of an inadvertent Edge spear, who would then turn round into John Cena's FU, and then as he got up, he was hit by Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin Music, only to collapse on top of Orton for the pinfall victory. Whew. Number 7, Survivor Series 2007. Damn! 2007 was a really good year for title matches on pay-per-view, wasn't it? At Survivor Series, Undertaker challenged for Batista's world title in what would be the 4th and final match on pay-per-view between the 2 men that year. With a draw and a victory for each man, there was only one place to decide who truly deserved to be champion: Hell in a Cell. And in the final moments of another brutal title match, Edge would make his return and cost The Undertaker. Orton's and Michael, meanwhile, fought in a classic match, with the stipulation being that if Orton got disqualified, he'd lose the belt, but Shawn Michaels wasn't allowed to use Sweet Chin Music. In the end, HBK tried to deliver his super kick out of instinct, but stopped just in time. However, that brief pause would allow Randy Orton to hit the RKO and retain the belt. Number 6, No Mercy 2008. Hardy and Trips would deliver a great match, which ended with Jeff Hardy hitting a Swanton Bomb on top of Triple H, who just managed to roll up Hardy to escape with the gold. Because of course he did. The World Heavyweight Championship, meanwhile, was defended in the show's main event in a spectacular ladder match. Possibly one of the best ever. Yeah. The competitors wrestled a very smart but also very physical ladder match, which saw Y2J even lose some teeth. At the close, Jericho and Michaels fought in a tug of war over the championship belt before Y2J gave a Glasgow kiss to his opponent, knocking him out and allowing him to leave as champion. Number 5, No Way Out 2009. Or should we just call this one the Edge Show? At No Way Out 2009, Edge walked into SmackDown's Elimination Chamber match as WWE Champion, but he'd be leaving as World Heavyweight Champion. Yes, he'd be eliminated from the SmackDown Chamber in the first few minutes by Jeff Hardy, leaving Triple H to capture the gold in an exciting finish with The Undertaker. But frustrated by his loss, the Rated R superstar would attack Kofi Kingston during his entrance and take his place in Raw's Elimination Chamber for John Cena's belt. Edge eliminated Cena, leading to their match at WrestleMania, and then would have this fantastic mini match with Rey Mysterio in the bout's final minutes. After an inverted 619 to Edge's back, he'd send a charging Mysterio straight into one of the pods before spearing him to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Personally, I loved this. No Way Out's swerve was a fun moment and completely fit Edge's character as the ultimate opportunist. Having said that, whenever I say swerve, I get bad memories. Number 4, WrestleMania 26. Chris Jericho and his former partner Edge wrestled a clinic full of psychology at Mania, with Jericho even stamping on Edge's injured Achilles tendon before cheating to win. Meanwhile, 5 years after both guys had won their first world titles at WrestleMania 21, Cena and Batista faced off for the first and only time at WrestleMania for Raw's WWE Championship. And in a bout that lasted less than 15 minutes, the two showed they had great chemistry, completing incredible reversals to each other's signature moves. Eventually, it was Cena who emerged as victorious, though. Cena wins, lol, after reversing a Batista bomb attempt and forcing Dave to submit to the STF. Could have been worse. He could have duct taped his legs so he couldn't answer a 10 count, I suppose. Number 3, Money in the Bank 2011. If you don't like this pay-per-view, in fact, if you don't think this is one of the best WWE pay-per-views in recent memory, chances are I don't care for you as a person. Now, naturally, your mind will spring to the 5-star classic between John Cena and CM Punk, but let's give a mention to Randy Orton and Christian, who put on another great match. The two would battle out for the big gold belt in a decent match, which granted did have a slightly goofy finish, which saw Randy Orton hoying Christian in the balls and losing the championship as per the pre-match stip by DQ. That may be slightly forgotten as it was all part of the build to their big blow-off match at SummerSlam, but the main event saw something that fans in Chicago would never, ever forget. In front of a, let's just call them very passionate crowd, hometown hero CM Punk won the WWE Championship from John Cena in a fantastic bit of drama and storytelling. We all remember what happens. Vince McMahon tries to screw CM Punk, but that's not going to happen on John Cena's watch, Jack. But then as he re-enters the ring, he gets hit with a vicious GTS from CM Punk, who secures the 1, 2, 3, and the Allstate Arena nearly explodes due to that eruption of emotion. Number 2, SummerSlam 2013. Yeah, SummerSlam 2013 wasn't half bad either. In what would eventually be Christian's last single shot at the world title, he would deliver one last classic match against Alberto Del Rio. In the end, after a back and forth encounter, Christian put Del Rio over clean after tapping out to the cross arm breaker. But what stole the show was Daniel Bryan versus John Cena, even if neither of them would leave as world champion. After wrestling a beautiful match for nearly half an hour, Bryan debuted his running knee finisher to put down Cena for a clean victory. Of course, after the match, both Triple H and Randy Orton would turn heel, screwing Daniel Bryan out of his WWE Championship just minutes after he claimed it. And then we get the Authority. Good. Number 1, Royal Rumble 2017. In a fantastic match that even saw Chris Jericho suspended above the ring in a sodding shark cage, they got their money's worth out of that one, didn't they? Owens and Reigns nearly killed themselves in a brutal no-holds-barred match for the Universal Championship. Owens would ultimately retain the gold thanks to Braun Strowman, only to be squashed by Goldberg at the next pay-per-view. Minutes later, AJ Styles put his WWE Championship on the line in another unforgettable encounter with John Cena. The pair yet again delivered another classic match, which ended with Cena hitting multiple AAs on Styles to secure his 16th WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Even though Cena's reign would end just a few weeks later, a bit like Owens, still not over that. At least we got these two terrific title matches at the Royal Rumble. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts too. And you can check out more wrestling videos right here. Thanks for watching. I've been Adam from What Culture, and I'll see you soon.